Level K, list 3, day 1, we're looking at the silent B in these words. So get your highlighter out. We're going to highlight the silent B in all of these words as we write them. So we've got lamb, limb, bomb, comb, dumb, numb, climb, crumb, thumb, plumber. So go back and you'll probably have noticed that the letter before the silent B in all of these words is an M. So let's highlight that in a different colour. So k o Now go to another colour too, because we've got a couple of extra things happening here. We know to use a C before an O for the k sound because we can see a little C hidden inside the O. Same as in climb, we know to use a C before an L for the k sound. So we've got a little C hidden in there. There's a C hidden in the R, so we know that if a C is followed by an A, O, U, L, R, or if a K, it's going to make its K sound. So, and we're going to use a K if the letter after a K sound is an E, I, or Y. Now, let's have a look down here too. We've got the sound on the end of plumber. We tend to give that a schwat sound. We tend to go plumb up. It's like a grunt sound. But you have to know to write ER. And the TH here should be a very easy one for you by now. No other things hidden inside there, but do try to remember that the silent letter after an M in these words is a B. So in level K we're doing lots and lots of work on silent letters. Okay, so let's have a look at what these words mean. So a lamb is a baby sheep. A limb, you could talk about the limb or a branch of a tree, and a limb, your arms and legs are your limbs off your body. A bomb could be like an explosive device. A comb, you could have a comb that you comb your hair with, but think about the bees too, we also have honeycomb. So comb could be other things. We have a comb on a harvester as well to help cut off the seeds from the plants. Okay, dumb, it could mean doing something silly, like you can see this man's sitting on the wrong part of the branch as he's sawing it off, and it could also mean unable or unwilling to talk. So it's spelt the same way, but it can have different meanings. Numb means when you can't feel, you have no feeling in something, like your leg might go to sleep or your hand might go to sleep and you say it's numb, you can't feel anything there. If you go to the dentist, they might make your mouth feel numb while they fix up your teeth. Climb means to go up something, climb a tree, climb a ladder, climb a mountain. Crumb is a little piece of, a little bit of perhaps a biscuit or bread or something like that. Thumb is that part of your hand, that digit there is your thumb. A plumber is someone who fixes our pipes, anything pretty much to do with water. They'll come in and fix in your home. All right, let's go back and we're going to read the word, sound it 3 times, spell it 3 times and write it 3 times. You need to get your little bit of paper to cover with. So we're going ul-a-m, ul-a-m, ul-a-m. L-A-M-B, L-A-M-B, L-A-M-B. Cover it and write it 3 times. Now it's really, really important while you're doing this level K especially that you read the words, you sound it. You're going to leave out the silent letter when you sound it, but it's important to spell the words too because then that's going to remind you to put in that silent B. This is level K, list 3, and we're doing the day 2 page. And here we're looking at the silent B in all of these words. Now I've highlighted the silent B in one colour, then you need to go through with a different colour highlighter and highlight the letter that comes before that silent B. So quite often when we're adding silent B to a word, there's an M before the B. And that's what makes it too hard to say. So because it's too hard to say lamb, we've dropped the B and made it silent. But we still spell it the same way as we used to. Okay, so let's read these words. We've got lamb, limb, bomb, comb, dumb, num, climb, crumb, thumb, plumber. Now there's not a lot of extra information in this list. You've pretty much learnt this TH well by now, and we've got the in thumb and we've got the ER on the end of plumber. We should say plumber, but quite often we give it a schwat sound, plum up. But you have to know to write the ER if you're not going to pronounce it correctly. Okay, so what do all these words mean? A lamb is a young sheep. A limb is part of, or either your arms and legs, or a limb of a tree would be the branches. A bomb is an explosive device, or if you put a bath bomb in your bath, it will explode lots of bath salts into the water for you. Comb is where you can comb your hair with a comb, and also it could be honeycomb. Dumb is where someone doesn't choose to speak or they're being silly. Numb is when you have no feeling in your hand or a part of your body or foot because perhaps you haven't moved it enough, or also is caused by being cold. Climb is when you go up high. You move up to a higher level. Crumb is a piece of biscuit or bread that's left behind, that's broken off. A thumb is this one here. It's that digit on your hand that makes grasping things easier. And a plumber is someone who fixes anything to do with water or gas in your home, your pipes or your toilets or showers or anything like that. Okay, so let's read the word, sound the word, spell the word, and then we'll go and write it. So I've got lamb, L-A-M-B, cover it and write it. So it's really important that you read the word, then you sound it, and because we're not sounding this silent B, then it's very important that you spell the word at the end of it so you don't forget to write it in. All you have to do is write in the words from up here to match these pictures. You've got thumb, plumber, comb, bomb and crumb. Now down here it says write the list word to match the meaning. So when you can't feel a body part, write the word in. You can read the rest of them and put the words in from up here. And then down the bottom it says fill in the gap with the missing list word. We were something with cold after skiing all day. Look very carefully at which word it will be and write it into that space. And you can do the rest of those on your own. This is level K list 3 and we're doing the day 3 page, and this is with the silent B at the end of all of these words, and you can see that the silent B follows the letter M. So we've highlighted the B, now let's go back and highlight the M before the B. So you could easily say from most of these words that the silent B often follows an M, because it's very hard to say M and then B after it, and that's why it became a silent letter, because it was too hard to actually mouth. So then on plum we've got the on the end as well, so we tend to give that a schwat sound, plum but it should be plum so you might choose to say to spell, which means you'd be pronouncing it correctly, plum Thumb, we've got the TH for the th sound. We know to use a C before an R for the kut sound and a C before an L for the kut sound. We've done quite a lot on that. And a C before an O for the kut sound, because you can see a C hidden inside an O, an R and an L for that kut sound. Okay, so our words lamb, limb, bomb, comb, dumb, num, climb, crumb, thumb, plumber all have the silent B in them. So if we look at making them into comparators and superlatives, when we compare two things, we add to indicate which one means more, and we add est to indicate a superlative, which means the most of something. So we would have dumb, dumber, dumber. So you might say Dumbo the elephant was quite dumb. He was dumber than his friend. In fact, he was the dumbest elephant of them all. So you could add the ER and the EST for that comparative and superlative. Now down here you've got numb, number, numbest. So don't forget to put that B in all of these base words, even though you're not hearing that sound. So fill in the gap with a list word. Gran likes to bake us an apple. Now this is a list word extension that you have to put in there. So an apple crumb, no, that doesn't make sense. We'd have to make it an apple crumble. That's where you put crumbs, nice tasty biscuit crumbs over the top of your stewed apples. Tom something very high. Tom climbed very high. The farmer likes lots of green feed during something season. Well, what's a farming word up here? It'd have to be lamb during lamb season. No, that doesn't sound right. We'd have to put lambing season. So the endings are very important in these words. Pa said we both have green something as we are both so good at gardening. So what would you need to have? It's a bit of a saying, an idiom, this one. When you say someone has a green thumb, you're implying that they're good at gardening. So Pa said we both have green thumbs. We'd have to write it in its plural form because we're talking about two people. Plurals down here: one thumb, two thumbs, one crumb, a pile of crumbs, one lamb, many lambs. Now sheep, we've put it in bold font in italics because it's an alert one. You have one sheep and you have lots of sheep. Just like you have one fish or you have lots of fish, unless there are different types of fish. So one corn, lots of corn. So there are some words that we don't change at all. It could be correct in both its base form for the plural and the singular. So sheep is one of those. You wouldn't say I saw lots of sheeps at the farm. That would just sound funny. So it's one sheep or lots of sheep, and that alert is there for you. Complete the expression. As it was a small risk, Gran said I was going out on a something. Now this is a common idiom that you may or may not know. You'd be going out on a limb if you were taking a risk. So that's the missing word. My messy hair stuck out like a sore thumb on picture day. So that's another idiom that people might commonly use. So you have to know the meanings of these common idioms, because when you read books, the author may use them, and if you don't understand what they're implying, then you won't understand, perhaps comprehend what the story's about as well as you could. Down the bottom you have to finish the compound words. We've got those letters to fill in there, and then you're going to work out what's the new word. Honey something, honeycomb, breadcrumbs, thumbnail. That's quite easy for you. This is level K, list 3, and we're doing the day 4, and it's the 3 little pigs. So it's a closed passage and also a proofreading passage. So if you've got to insert a full stop, you need to draw a circle and just pop that in. If you need to make a letter a capital, you can put 3 lines under it. If a word is spelt correctly, you can incorrectly, and you've got to write it correctly, just circle it. And if you've left out a word or a letter, you can insert it with an arrow. So fill in the gaps, add the punctuation, and write the words clearly. So first thing we're going to do, we'll just go up to this first full stop on straw, fill the gaps first. Once upon a time there were 3, so you have to write in the missing word. Now we've given you the right number of lines, so you know it had to be a 5-letter word. So once upon a time there were 3 little pigs who decided, we've got how decided to leave home. So you'd have to write in the missing word. and build houses for themselves in themselves. The first little pig built his house out of straw. Now these words that you have to fill in are all words that you've learnt to spell before this K3 list, so they shouldn't be too hard. You can go through and finish writing the rest of those in a minute, so do fill the gaps first. Second, you've got to find one word in each line that is wrong. So once upon is wrong. Three little pigs who decided, not how decided, to leave home and build houses for. It's the wrong for themselves. The first little pig built his house is wrong. Okay, now then you have to write that word that's spelled incorrectly on the line at the end. So upon should be up and on as a compound word. Two little words joined together. You can write the rest of those on your own. Now there's a full stop missing here too, so the punctuation is not working perfectly. We've left out quite a few full stops in capital letters for you to add in. So if you have a look, let's see where it should be. Once upon a time, comma, that's right, there were three little pigs who decided to leave home and build houses for themselves. Now we should have a full stop there. Then after a full stop you need to put in the capital letter. The first little pig built his house out of straw. So now there's a full stop, so make sure the fill-in word here starts with the capital letter. So write the missing word, the incorrect word on the line at the end, and the next thing you have to do is check for full stops in capital letters. So off you go.